test fitting the quarter panel onto the car. Now, I got the inner fender well on. I've already put this on 2 or 3 times, test fitting it. But what we're doing is we're working on putting the rear floor section in the car along with the quarter panel itself, because all this has to go together as one unit. Remember, I was telling you that I'm going to screw everything down, I'm going to test fit everything before we start spot welding everything? Well, that's basically what we're doing. So we're having a little bit of an issue with this door gap. Of course, that's normal on these piece of shit aftermarket junk fucking, yeah. I mean, we don't need to go through all the aftermarket junk, okay? I'm gonna tell you why. Because that's all you can buy anyway. Modifications are gonna have to be done. You're gonna have to do this, that, and the other to make it work. There's nothing we can do. So, you know, bitching and whining and crying about aftermarket parts every time that I do it is a waste of time. We've already know aftermarket sucks. You know, let me go ahead and explain why it sucks. It's because they can't make it exactly identically like the factory original piece, because the manufacturer Ford will sue them. So there's got to be a flaw somewhere in the design of that quarter panel. But it's up to you to break the jigsaw puzzle down and figure out how to make it work the right way. Anyway, let's get this quarter panel on there and see what happens now. And then once I get this on there, we'll go over what's going on. So, like I said, I've already had these things on here several times. Taken it on, put it on. I noticed that it's actually going together a lot easier now than it was the first time we tried this action. So, yeah, that's a plus, I guess. Okay, our gap's looking even better. This has all got to come up so it'll meet. So yeah, we're getting there. So we got the quarter panel in there. Now what we're working on is we're working on inside the trunk here. And we're getting this panel lined up so we can get all this together. So let's go ahead and get in there and check that out. So this is the panel that we're talking about right here, and if I set it right there, it looks like that's lined up pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and get some vice grips. I'm going to vice grip it over there and see what happens. Don't you hate this shit? Look at this. Cheap tools. This is what you call a cheap, inexpensive junker. Alright? When the spring breaks on these things, they're fucking junk, okay? They're worthless, alright? I fucking hate that. Okay, so we want that right there. And we want to make sure all this is going to line up with that. This corner has to line up, so it looks like we got to come just a little bit more right there. Okay. And then this has got to be in the right spot for that. So yeah, this is a big situation going on here. And then if we look in here, all this has got to line up with this. So let me get some more vice grips and see if we can get all that done, because we don't want to tack weld, I mean, we don't want to tack screw anything together yet. What we are trying to do though is get all this in line here so we can get it done. And yeah, these little vice grips aren't cutting the fucking mustard. Damn it. Alright, so we gotta get that, and this goes right there, like that. And then this is gonna go like that. And we want to make sure that all this lines up, so that's got to kind of go like that. So we can take these vice grips and put them back in here like that. And then we'll line this floor up with this. Hopefully this is right. Right there. Okay, and now I just felt this thing here just moved, so we got to shift it back that way.
People ask me, they give me calls on the phone, they email me, they call me all the time, they say, my friend Pete, what's going on? I said, not much, how's it going? I got problems and you're the man to talk to. Okay, what's up? Give me an angle, talk to me. How do you line your panels up? How do you put quarter panels on? How do you know how to take 10 different pieces, aftermarket at that, and line everything up perfect? First of all, you got to have confidence in yourself. If you don't have any confidence in yourself, you'll never get anything done. The next thing you got to have is a positive attitude. Positive attitudes are going to get you so far in life. I don't care if you fuck up. If you fuck up, so what? Start over. If it takes you 29 times to do it right, you did it. You accomplished something, bitch. They asked me, my friend Pete, you get these aftermarket parts and you make them look like extreme brand new OEM factory parts. How? Many years of eyeball alignment. Many years of practice. Many years of confidence in myself to get off my ass. That's right, I just said it. I just said the magic word. Get the fuck off my ass and tell myself I am going to do it. I don't give a shit. If you can't do that one thing, you will never line your body panels up or anything else in your life. You will always be walking the crooked road. You will always be going down the one-way street the wrong fucking way, and you'll never find the two-lane highway. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, telling you how to line the panels up. Practice makes perfect. But it takes a lot more than that. It takes you to get off your fucking ass and do it right. And if you fuck it up, do it again, bitch! Because that's the only way you are going to learn. This has been a message from my friend Pete, D.I.Y. Auto School, right here. Saturday night, getting dark, and still fucking working because I'm off my ass, bitch!
So that's got to line up with that, because this little bracket right here, see that bracket right there? Well, that actually goes on here like this. Okay, so that's how that goes right there. And then one more thing that we got is I've got to go find out what the specs are, the measuring specs of the gas tank lip, because I still got this one sit in here, see? That goes actually right here. This floor over here is still in here because I'm doing one side at a time, and you know, I forgot to measure the tank width. So we got to have that to put this in the right spot. And then you come to this piece here, and then this piece actually goes underneath the car. Let me see how it goes here. This actually goes right here like this. And we got to be able to fit that in there. So we got a lot of shit going on over here. A lot of shit. A lot of shit. Motherfucker. So what I got to do here, and if you look right here, here's our opening. This is the opening measurements. This is the tank flange, outer edge flange measurements. And that's why I do one side at a time. Okay, you notice this is still here. Now I did cut part of it out. Actually it was rotted out, so I pulled on it and then I cut the rest of it out. But that's why I only do one side at a time, because I want to make sure that the measurements are proper. So it says here, it says 32 5/8 by 24 1/2. That's the outer edge of the flange. The opening should be 30 1/4 and 21 3/4. So if I take my tape measure and let's go ahead and do it like this, from here to here, that is 32. I got 32 1/2. So I need to go 1/8 of an inch that way with this. So we're just going to bump that over right to there. And you can kind of see where there we go. Okay. Now, once again, we're working with aftermarket shit here, people. Okay, this is aftermarket junk. There's nothing I can do. So we're going to check this again. And now it says 32 5/8. What's our opening? It says 30 1/8. And we should have 30 1/4. So we're going to have to move it a little more. I'm not going to concern myself with this flange here. This is aftermarket. It's round. We're going to go ahead and measure the opening and go with it. So let's go ahead and kick this back a little more. And that's about right there. That's as far as we can go. Let's see what the opening is now. And now it says 30 1/4. So that's 30 1/4 on that right there. But the other thing that I'm concerned about is lining this fender up right in this area here. I want to make sure that's lined up. So kind of got the idea. There it is right there. Okay, so that's going to go there. And I fucked up by taking these stupid vice grips out. There we go. Okay, so that should be that right there. That should work. Let's see. No, it's actually closed it. What the fuck? Damn it. Son of a bitch. It's got to go over right there. Back and over there. Okay, now try it. Gosh. Man, I don't believe this. What the hell? Okay, let's leave that right there. Let's measure the middle of it here and see what our opening is. Okay, that's actually too big, so if we come this way, that's gonna even that out. Let's see, 30 1/4, right there. That should be that right there. Let's see, that's 30 1/4. And that's actually 30 1/4 too. Okay, that's where we want that right there. That's where we want it, because we gotta measure the sides. You know what I'm saying? The sides have got to be measured. There we go. We can get it right here. That way I can mark that underneath where I need to mark it. Okay, that'll work right there. That's 30 1/4. So what I need to do is get my magic marker, and then I'll mark the bottom of this frame. And then we can actually take this out and drill our spot welds to weld this piece in. Hopefully. Hopefully. Alright, so I'm going to take my magic marker and I'm going to stick it in here. And then we're going to go right along that frame rail there, just like that. There we go. And I went ahead when I actually done this 3 times. This is my 3rd time doing this. I didn't straighten the flanges out on the frame rail the first time, and I couldn't get an accurate situation going. So I actually had to take the piece out of the car and grind it all down, and then I hammered and dollied the flange and got it straight, because that's what happens when you're tired working late at night. And yeah, you get the idea. So yeah, there we go. Okay, so there you go. We now have that ready to cut spot welds out and hopefully get this thing in gear. That's the real situation. We got to get this where it'll fit. This is all a guessing game situation. That's what you got here. You just got to jump in it and you got to fucking do it. And you got to say, if it fucks up, then I got to modify it and all this other crap. Real fucking headache, basically, is what it is. Okay, our gap's looking pretty good on the trunk. I don't think we're going to have a problem with that. Where's my screwdriver, my orange screwdriver? So once we get all that done, I think that gap will clean up. Once we get it all spot welded and rigged up, because there's some of the metal we got to take off in here. Alright, we finally got it all together. You can see all the clamps holding it. I did put a couple screws in it, but if many can come in here, that is in place, and that is a very crucial piece that you're looking at that actually holds the whole side of the car together. Am I right, Minnie? Yep. Without that piece right there, this whole car would collapse and fold like an organ or accordion. We got this lined up pretty good. I got this clamped on here, holding it together, and it seems like it fits all right. If you come on over here with the camera and change places. What are you doing?
I'm not doing nothing.
Well, you're kind of like going in circles with your hands. There it is, right there. Okay. So if we look right here, you can see this is fitting really good on this. See right there. So this aftermarket piece actually fits really nice. I like the way it fits. It fits in between. And then, of course, now if you can diabolically twist your hands around, there you go. If you look from here to here, put the camera up here. There you go. So the measurement from here to here, and it comes out exactly what it says, 21 3/4. So we're good on that. And then the tank, of course, sits in here. I went ahead and put a screw up there to hold it. I got a couple screws right here holding it. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think this is ready to weld in. What do you think, Minnie?
It's looking good. I think so.
You think this one's ready to weld? This piece here is ready to weld?
If you feel confident,
yeah.
Don't ask me.
Now, the problem we have is I had all the weight sitting on the rear end. So what that was doing is that was putting pressure on that frame rail. You see what I mean? Where the spring was, so I kind of jacked it up. I took the pressure off. But the main issue we got, and I'm going to tell you again, this is from being totaled out in this corner over here. The main issue we got is this door gap. I don't know, can you get a good angle of that door gap there? Look at that.
It's big at the top,
yeah.
Small at the bottom. It's like a V.
Yeah, and that is caused, I'm telling you, it's from the situation we had in this area here. So we got the gap looking good here. Of course, it's going to take some body work. But come on over here, I want to show you what it's supposed to look like. And I don't think we're going to have any problem with this Quarte panel because, as you see, look at the gap on that. It fits really nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and Then of course, we'll have to do some body work here to line everything up. So the only way that I can fix this is I am going to have to take the door skin itself and cut it. I will have to add a piece of skin to the door on not just the outside but the inside too. And then what that'll do, that will stretch this out. And the reason I'm going to do it on the inside and the outside, I want to show you. Let's get that door open. If you look at the shell right here, this is the inner shell. I have to cut this lip off. I'm going to use my grinder and I'll take that lip off. And then what I'll do is I'll add some metal to this piece here so it'll stick out. It'll stick out like this, okay? And then I'll put it on the door and trim it, and then I'll take another piece of metal and weld it on the outside, and then I will hammer and dolly it around the edge so when you open the door, that's what it'll look like right there.
I could just make a brand new seam.
It's going to have brand new seams and all that. But we got it fit on there. Now the next thing that I'm going to do, now I want everybody to look right here what I did. I left a piece of this on here. Remember I told everybody that because I want to keep that factory weld job there. And then what I did is if you look right here, you can see where I marked it off with my marker. And then I'll cut that excess off and then this will be butt welded together. So, what are you looking at now?
I just wanted to get a better angle on that.
Yeah, we want to keep that factory now. I wanted to keep this down here, but if we come over here, I mean, this actually fits really nice. This fits tight in there, and I think it's going to work. So this gap will be okay. I got to get it up on there. Which we got to do a little bit of trimming to get in there. But this gap fits really tight, and a lot of these, they don't even fit tight. Usually it's a big gap. So that one will work. So we're just moving along. We're getting her done. Once again, the owner wants tubs in here, mini tubs. So I'm going to get, oh, look at here. And you can also see that this inner fender is actually fitting in place a lot better too, since we shimmied all that around, so that's good. So the Quarte panel actually fits really, really good, and I'm actually happy with it. It is an aftermarket. This was not purchased from Dynacorn, just to let you know. This was purchased from Gold Star, and I think it is an AMD brand. It's not Dynacorn. But then on the other hand, it's probably made at the same factory. So, before I do anything, I want to leave that on there because I'm thinking that, okay, look, see, it'll squeeze together. All right. So that's where we want that inner fender well right there. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off, and you can see how tight it fits. Look here, Minnie. Come on over here. Once we got it all where it's supposed to be up in the air, and you can see that's all even all the way across, so that's where that's supposed to be. But you can see, look how tight this thing fits now. And that's how they're supposed to fit when you do this. They're supposed to fit real tight like that. You see how tight that is? Did you see that?
Like a glove.
So let me get this over here. I'm going to put it up on the car because we don't even need it now. Set it right there. And I'm going to go ahead and weld my outer fender in. I'm going to go ahead and weld all this together down here. I'll get all these. You can see where I drilled all the spot welds out for this. Already drilled those out. We'll wait on this. Okay, we're not going to weld this yet. This panel here. We will not weld that, but we're going to get this welded in. We're going to get this fender well welded in. You can see it fit really nice. Look here. It fit really nice over here. And once again, these are not Dynacorn parts. These are from AMD. Big, big difference. I'm going to stress to you again, there's only 2 factories in Taiwan that make these parts. One factory does them the correct way, and the other factory is a shaky operation. The ones that Dynacorn sells is the shaky operation. AMD, Goodmark, Gold Star, they get all their parts from the other guy. So I'm going to start welding all this in, and we'll see where we get from there. And that's all I can say. We got a lot of welding to do. You can turn it off now, I'm done.
Thanks for watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.